Oh my days. There's been no sound on stream this whole time. Oh wow, that's Simon in my ear. Everyone wish Simon well. He's done himself a bit of a mischief. Daddy duties overtook him. Stupidity has overtaken me. I do apologise. Just did a big, huge intro, as you could imagine. And yeah, that's not even going to be safe for posterity anyplace. Do you want some car sounds as well? Really treating you now, haven't I? Yeah, that's the type of thing. Honestly, you viewers are so demanding. You want voices and game sound and wow. So, let me run through all that again. Sorry. Good evening. It's round number 3. It's Brands Hatch. It's raining. It's very close at the top of the championship. Was the gist of where I was going with that, and we've got the silvers out on track. It's been a while. Let's be fair, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a while since Uncle Raven has made an audio boo boo. Quite of that magnitude. But good evening, humanity. Yes, you're in first. What do you guys recommend as a good starter car? The Ferrari. No cars, please. Just your voice. ASMR. Ruby Yuki. Just for you. Well, mate. Humanity. ACZ, the Ferrari. It's got to be the Ferrari. Jonathan reads in the chat. So's Busey. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How we doing? But yeah, Humanity. Apologies. I actually used the whole oh snap thing in my intro. And yeah, did myself a disservice. Mixes in the chat as well. Jonathan Reed, good evening. Of course, Busey as well there because he Busey's name with a white plate next to it, number 47. He is in the pros, so he is still in the pits. It's the silvers that are out on track at the moment. It's Marco Tacchini, 129 in the wet. That's pretty much my pace in the dry, so there we go. No, I'm not quite that slow. What I was going over was it's David Canton that's leading the way with Simon Turbovzik in second place and Nelson Pinto in third, only 7 points separating the drivers at the top of the silvers as opposed to the 17-point gap Giuseppe D'Anna has over Matteo Petricini in the pros. Ian Egan in third place there, 31 points off the lead. Luca Tavanari in fourth. We'll go over those guys and gals very shortly. Let us stick on with the silvers though. They are out on track. Well, Tacchini's not. He's on pole position at the moment and he is in the pits. He's got a 3/10 gap. And this is definitely a result that he needs if he's going to make a charge up the table. We'll definitely know he's quick. He didn't race in race 1 and he got a 5th in race number 2. So we know that he has pace. And, of course, my producer in my ear. We've promoted him. All kinds of loveliness. He was secretary at one point. He's now a producer. That's quite the promotion for our Simon. But, yeah, we do have, of course, success ballast. Meaning if you do well, we'll weigh your car down. Pretty much. Nothing to do with jealousy at all. No, I'm looking. So what we do is, if you finish in the top 3, you get a few extra kilos of ballast. 30 kilograms for first, 20 kilograms for second and 10 kilograms for first. That's applied to the next race. So the winners of the first 3 races will all have ballast on their car. You can see there that it was Farley that won. He's got 30 kilograms of ballast. D'Anna's got 30 kilograms of ballast. Did not slow him down last week in the slightest. 20 kilograms of ballast there for Luca Tavanari. So those are the drivers that have got ballast on their car. And that's how that one's run. Standard race, 1 hour with the old pit stop. And, somebody else in the pits. How long have they got left? Well, they've still got 7 minutes. Do the silvers. At the moment, it's last week's race winner, Mike Farla, who is in 10th place there. In the Audi. Lucy Goosey Racing seems quite appropriate in this weather, to be fair. Marcus Juicema currently 9th. David Watson in 8th. AMG Dens. Given all these guys, honestly, that intro, I'm so annoyed with myself. Chris Fielder is in 6th place. One of the Indigo Line cars. There's James Rollins for the SOP Academy. David Danzer on the 4th. James Horn. 3rd place. Is Bentley still playing? It's all confusing. David Canton, championship leader, in 2nd at the moment. And it is Marco leading the way. It's Humanity. I'm going to give it a shot tomorrow after fly back home and I get back on my setup. Nice. Cocoa Bean. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Yeah, the Ferrari is a great car. It's middle engine, rear wheel drive. It's well balanced. It's quick out the corners. And yeah, it doesn't try to kill you every random few laps. And if an idiot like me can drive it, then you're doing well. We were 23.3 at our league race, 24.5 myself. Alright, okay, yeah, I think around here I'm at 24.9. And it took me a while. I was in the 25s, took me ages. As soon as I did 24s, like, right, I've done it, done, 24, done, out the window, I'm out of here. So yeah, for you guys to be doing this in the wet, pretty impressive. The thing about me is, I have decent race pace and okay quality. I'm good at overtaking, it's just that in an endurance race, it's hard for me to lock in and focus. When I do randomly snap out the zone and make stupid mistakes. There we go. I need like a coach that will help me out. This game is amazing on PC. Cocoa Bean agreed. Yeah, I mean, we really need to say no more than that. Where's the one we want? That one. I mean, it does look pretty nice, and it sounds pretty decent as well. What is this we're on board with? This Marco and the Aston Martin. I mean, I don't like using chase cam because it is a bit computer game cheesy, but just listen to that. Incredible stuff. Love the sound of those youngins. It's RWB. Better start different. Oh, nice. Yeah, I have it on the Xbox, but with the wheel. Ah, okay. Ooh. Have you got the next gen one? I've got the PS5 version. It is a step up from the PS4 version. It's not quite at the PC version yet. When it is, it's going to be good. It's going to be very good. I'm trying to gratuitously get some Ferraris, but none of the silvers are in Ferraris. So if you're paying attention, you want free camera time, get in a Ferrari. Yeah, I knew there was a Ferrari. Why is... we've got Turbovic in the pits. Not set a lap time yet. Still Tacchini leading the way. For endurance starter, you should go for the Aston. Can't make anything wrong. You know what, Yuki? Listen, please don't. Right, because it's difficult for me not to be honest. But yeah, the Aston is a great car. I did have a shot of it. Somebody that drives one in real life came into my stream once. And he's actually in the game. And yeah, he asked me to drive his Aston. And it was pretty good. I got it around Brands Hatch quite quickly, first couple of times out. So, is the PS5 version good? It's better than the PS4 version. And it is as good as the previous PC version was. So yeah, it is good. It is definitely good. They fell short on a couple of things. It's only 30 car grids at some tracks, which is disappointing. You can't do driver swaps, which is disappointing. You can't. So it negates really long endurance races unless you have a gentleman's agreement that everyone's going to take a 20-minute toilet break at some point or something. So, Ioka, my fave commentator, let's go. Yes, Simon's not here tonight, bud. Sorry. He is here, but oh, you mean me? You mean no? Good evening. How you doing? I'm blushing and everything. Oh, Cracker's cool and being followed tonight. Rick Pink and everybody. Oh, Rick Pink finally in the follows as well. But thank you, Ioka. Good to see you back. Thank you for tuning in. We've got 3 minutes left to qualifying, and Marco Tacchini is still up at the top there. David Canton has closed by a tenth, but still finds himself 2.5 tenths in arrears. Jimmy Boy Horn, not spending much time looking at him. That was a little tickle in the grass there. That is brave on this track. That is the. This is the three right-handers for hell. Honestly, these three corners, they just get. And the thing is, if you drive this track, you know yourself, they get progressively more difficult to spot the braking zones and things. As we come right, it's just, yeah, touch that curve. Oh my goodness, that exit there. Do you play this? I have been known to hang off the back of a steering wheel, bud, yes. I used to race, in league races about 9 times a week. I'm not very good. Like, I'm not good at all. I'm enthusiastic. It's the same as my football playing. I'm enthusiastic, but not very good. So I do love ACC. That's how I kind of got into commentary, because my mates were in the leagues above me, because, like I say, I'm terrible. They were all a lot quicker than me. They still are a lot quicker than me. So they all raced the leagues above me, and I just, started talking about it once on Twitch, and Yeah, so that's led to this. So like a referee, I'm a frustrated driver. Referees are, everybody knows, they're just frustrated football players. So yeah, I'm a frustrated race driver. I wish it could be quicker, but I do love ACC. I think the feedback on it is phenomenal. The PS4 version is good. I mean, it definitely gives Gran Turismo more than a hell of a run for its money as simulators. GT3s are phenomenal in it. It's such a good game. The sound, just everything about it is absolutely brilliant. I used to race on a Sunday night in a league. Most of the times there's leagues on, I'm commentating, which is the issue. And as Chad Rice said today, I am a man of, unfortunately, many words. So yeah, if I could drive as quickly as I could talk, I'd be at the top of this grid. I'd be Luca who? Tavanari, who's that? Is that Tavanari? Is that the guy in my rear view mirror? Yeah, because, that would be it. If you have this, that's what matters, indeed. If you have fun, indeed, it's all about the fun. It is intense, I will say that. Like, yeah, this game is intense. Yeah, you've got to work for your lap times. It's definitely sweat-inducing. That is for absolutely sure. But it's definitely, it's got all the appropriate goodness that you need in a driving game. Takini's gone quicker and stretched that gap out by just under half a tenth. Canton is in. 15 minutes, 21 seconds to go. So we will see the pros now start to line up. Okay, Simon, right, take it easy. Go lie down. Okay, best wishes, mate. Take it easy. Chill. So there we go. Don't worry, good viewers. You will not be abandoned. It won't be just me you have to deal with this evening. We do have the co-commentator coming in to join me in my ramblings. But that was Simon. Everybody needs to send him his best wishes. He had a bit of a boo-boo on the top of his noggin. Banged his head, for anyone that doesn't speak fluent Scottish. And he done himself a bit of a mischief. So quite a bad one. No point in half measures, as they say. Didn't actually see Rick. Sorry, Rick. He threw a quick one together there. But yeah, let's have a quick rundown while the pros throw together their outlaps. There is Marco Tacchini. In fact, let's jump on. Nelson well down the order. Did not expect that. But let's see. So it's Tacchini, Canton leading the way with Jimmy Boy Horn in third place. It's Watson in fourth with Rollins in fifth. Fielder in sixth. Dewsmet, Danzer and Farla inside the top 10. Last week's race winner Farla with that. David Danzer got the 30 kilograms last week. I'm confused now. Oh no, it was Farla. Yes, Farla with the 30 kilograms. Clarkson's got the 10 kilograms. So Farla 9th, Clarkson 10th, Hutchison in 11th, Avo in 12th, Christensen and Pinto 13th and 14th. Petrovic's new this race. He's in 15th. And Rick Pink is in 16th position. That is how the Silvers will line up for this week's race. Just for a quick visual reference, here's what I showed quickly at the start of the stream before my brain turned to mush. As you can see, it's Canton to Bovzic and Pinto leading the way in the championship. So Pinto definitely out of sorts, but we all know him to be a pit stop strategy genius. So you never know what will come during the race. Live on screen though, we do have a Ferrari. It's Ian Egan. Love to see it. The Nightmare Before Christmas SOP livery. And he does have another car just behind us, the Indigo Line. Audi. Going to see some quick times here. Some quick times from the Silvers. Only 2 seconds separating the Silvers. So they're all very close. Indeed. As I say, we're going to have another commentator joining me very shortly. I'll keep an eye out because when he comes in, this one has got a set of lungs on him. Let me just turn Discord down early doors. Because he's loud, he's enthusiastic, he's knowledgeable. He's basically a much improved version of me. You know, somebody that's actually competent at this stuff. Speaking of competent, there's Tony McCover in the background. That was Matthias Kudzelia just in front. There's Matthias's teammate. The team Rookie Monsters definitely need to change that name. There's nothing rookie about them, that is for sure. Sometimes popping it up at the top there, that is Gonzalia, just mentioned there, setting that time with Colvin. Makes his way to turn number 2. Petrocchini, he's not messing about. He has gone pole position then in the Bentley. If it wasn't for some bad luck on track and during races, he is definitely one to watch for podium contention, that is for sure. He's second in the championship at the moment with a 4th and a 3rd. That 4th could have definitely been an entirely different result if it wasn't for an incident. He was caught up in early doors in that race. Giuseppe D'Anna, though, is the man on fire for the SPQ Racing team. 2 wins from 2 races so far. Just to put that in perspective, there's 17 points separating first and second in the pros. And for a 17-point difference in the silvers, you get down to almost 7th. So yeah, very close in the silvers. Giuseppe D'Anna is off and running with this one. Petrocchini only 4 points ahead of Ian Egan in 3rd in the championship. Look at Tavanari, 2 points behind Egan. He's got a nice comfortable-ish gap, 18 points back to Luca D'Amelio. Alex Phillips with a podium in the first race after a great pit strategy. Saw him run wonders, but a 10th in race number 2 at the Nürburgring, not suiting Alex and the Audi, it would appear. Oh, there we go. Speaking of tracksuit and cars, this is why I need less screens and more eyeballs. There we go, Giuseppe D'Anna. Good thing we were on board there. Ooh, and here he comes. Of course, the last series he raced in, he took, 6 pole positions in a row. Struggled a little bit this season, finds himself now back on the front row of the grid. Speaking of throwing himself back in at the deep end as well, hadn't been in the rig for a while, hadn't been racing. Finished his work one day, jumped in, did a race last week. That was his first one in a while. Mr. Andre Dixon Chen. His livery has worked this week. Huzzah! So that is brilliant to see. I was actually really nervous that this wasn't going to work again this week, but it has. Andre Dixon Chen, the livery almost as beautiful as the driver behind the wheel. He's 23rd at the moment, 1.4 off of a blistering 1 minute 28.9. MSX, that's the wrong emoji. You should be doing the happy dancing emoji. That's definitely the wrong emoji for Rain at Brands. Ah, wait, are you racing? Yeah, right, okay, sorry, yeah. I'm doing the dance emoji, but yeah, if I was racing in this, I would be, nope. There is Taco Gaming. I love Takini, Marco. Hi, Simon. It's John that's in the box there, but Simon, he was with us. He's gone to give himself a bit of healing up. Like I say, he had a bit of a bump on the head, quite a serious one if we're being honest. He needs to lie down, take it easy. Hopefully he's not watching the broadcast. He needs to avoid looking at screens and stuff. Oh no, I thought he just messaged me there, but you hadn't. Let me just take a drink of tea. As I say, we are getting another commentator in the commentary box. I'll give you a clue. There is Thomas Morant. This is on Oh, that's on the pit wall. Let's find something that's actually moving. Jefferson, this is PC. It's PC, I had to think about that. We do console racing as well within SOP. I would share the link, but the bots are broken, and quite frankly, I'm sick of trying to fix them. We do have a Discord group and the like, if you want to get involved. But yeah, we do console racing on PlayStation 4 and 5, and the PC events as well. Has he announced it yet? It's got a start date. There might be stuff in the works. Get your own tall quality time next time. It says Tropic Rot. Hello, John, by the way. Hello. Lack of practice is showing. Hello, Mr. Death Zone. Highway to the Death Zone. You just don't get this quality of comedy on Formula 1, do you? And that's got nothing to do with the fact that I went to see the new Tom Cruise film, Top Gun Maverick. Went to see it with my daughter. Epically good. All the thumbs up. It was amazing. So yeah, there we go. Got any Manitous racing this evening? Rascal. It's funny you should ask one, because the red one and the yellow one had a race, and all red wants to do is stuff his face, see everything he sees, including trucks and prickly trees. But the yellow one, well, he took the Milky Way and the eggs over to the dairy to sell them. So yes, if you're about tonight, we will. There will be Manitou racing. There's going to be field expansions and everything, Rascal. Honestly, don't mention farming. It's like I'm getting twitching. Like, we're having a problem with the broadcast. It's three-wheel dumper stuff. What an advert that was. Honestly, that Milky Way advert, absolutely epic. Oh, he's done it! He's done it! He's done it! Go on, Leon Seeley. I'm not biased, you are. Oh, he's on pole position again. This guy. See, since he started racing on PlayStation 4, I didn't even work on my diction as a professional commentator, but there we go. He started racing on PS4. I instantly knew he had an absolute abundance of talent behind the wheel. 6 pole positions in a row in this field of competitors is no mean feat. To do it in a McLaren in the wet, Brands Hatch. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Damn, son. Leon the Magician Seeley once again. He'll be streaming his race as well, by the way, so feel free to watch him as well. Legitimately, it just literally looks like he's in a coma the entire race. Just as calm as it gets. 1 minute 29. 1 minute 28.912 finds Leon Seeley 3 thousandths ahead of Giuseppe D'Anna Championship leader with 5 minutes left to qualify here at MSX. And here's the thing, right? Simon and I were speaking. Oh, Tavanari! Not to be outdone. Look at that. There's 1/3 of a second separating 3 cars around the track that is 2.4 miles long. Let's just let that sink in for a second. What was it even talking about? Talking about Leon Seeley, yes. So he races obviously in the SOP team. Lucky Simon Pag and Leon, like, as he proudly reps the SOP colours. He needs his name and flag to be on there. I don't understand why the SOP liveries don't have the driver's name and flags on them. Can we get that sorted out, please? But yeah, so Leon in the Porsche, just incredible. And then Simon said, yeah, he's I don't understand Leon. I said, what's up with Leon? He said, well, he's entered the new sprint series. He's like, yeah. I said, yeah, but he's in the McLaren. I was like, oh, he's a magician in that Porsche. No, I'm right. He's just a magician behind the wheel of a car. But yeah, so is Luca Tavanari. Let's heap some praise. I'll stop fanboying over Leon sometime soon. No, I'm not making that promise. Luca Tavanari, though, he is going to be taking all the plaudits and pole position, or he is at the moment. The track is damp, and he's still putting in the laps. So is Petricini. He's carrying a bit of time in his pocket. So is Matt Camelio. Camelio, if he brings this one home, which he's close to doing, he's going to find his position vastly improved. Coming to Clark Curve. Again, such a tricky corner. Everything's blind. Like, there's so many corners on this where you're braking through it. There's no markers because it's blind. It's not until that little orange mark appears on the top of the Armco barriers that you realise you've got to brake for sheens to carry any pace. Camelio lost 2 tenths coming out that last corner. He was carrying 3. He was aiming for 8th position there. Not to be. Amir Kashik-Trash is in there as well in the Ferrari. Thomas and Dennis in 14th. We've got a group of the pros just slightly further down the field where Remy Lammers leading this little group just outside the second mark. Kazelia Phillips, Dixon Chen, turn 1 nightmares there. I don't think he's going to have time to get out and get an lap. Oh yeah, yes, because this is ACC. So he will. He could just get around to get an outlap done. The track is very busy. Rudy Filmatter. Where's Rudy? There he is. Let's give Rudy some camera time, my lad. There's Rudy out on track, one of the Indigo Line drivers. 28th at the moment, quite a few silvers just ahead of them. MSX dodging bullets tonight. It's going to be incredible. Tavanari just put in a god lap. Is there any... Wow! Look at... That's 3 seconds off my pace in the dry. I'm properly... Like, wheel for sale. Who was that earlier talking about ACC? I've got a wheel for sale if you want. We've got a first-time chat, SF Svelto. Hello, everyone. Hi, all, and good luck to everyone. Mr. Deso, Nelson Pinto, where am I? You're in the pits. Well down the order as well. Third in the championship as well. Yeah. Turbos, it didn't say a thing. Greetings from Italy and from Flat Out Sim Racing. A good evening to you too, my good friend. We just had... one of the flat out drivers. There's one of the simulation drivers. That was an ERS driver. ERS driver. Out in the sand at turn 1. Not being funny, but in these conditions, expect a few of them to be out there. Expect Jack Thorburn during the race to make his way up through the positions. That is a seriously damaged Audi just in front of him. They're all closing off their laps now then. Tavanari still out on track, looking to go quicker. Incredible amount of time. Leon Seeley. Oh, yep, they're all in then. They're all in. Is there anyone out there that can upset the front row apple cart? Luke is coming back out to do a bit more tyre data by the look of it. Thorburn, McCoven, Morant, all more than capable. Page in 7th at the moment. Remy Lammers collects the checkered flag on his qualifying session. Kadzalian Phillips still out on track. Dixon Chen in the pits. And Matthew Filipiak. Misha Filipiak, sorry. Oh. Another Filipiak. Well, there we go. That must have been the other new entrant then. So that's the BMW, right? Okay. So Simulation have brought another driver. There we go, there we go. Let me look for Tony McCoven. Where's he gone? Oh, and he's just come in the pit lane. And it looks like that is indeed qualifying done. Of course, that won't appear. Let's do the... There, right, go on. There we go. So, for the silvers, as you can see, it was Takini that took the top spot with Canton in second, Horn in third. In the pros, though, look at Tavanari, cleaning house. Takes the fastest lap on 2 of the purple sectors. First time we have seen a driver on the top spot take more than 1 purple sector. In fact, if any of the purple sectors in qualifying. Leon Seeley not far behind at all. Less than 30 seconds at Berg. Get ready for the pain. Good luck, Tropic. It's Diana, who is in third place then, leading the championship for the SPQR team. Busink in fourth, Egan fifth, Petricini in sixth, Page seventh, Morant in eighth, McCoven in ninth, and Milton Tomlinson Dennis making it 10th place in the top split. Is Jonathan Reed in 11th, of course, popping in to say hi earlier on. There is Thorburn in 12th, Camelio in 13th, Kimshitarash in 14th, with Takini in 15th, and David Canton, our championship leader, down in 16th position. Horn, Lammers, Watson, and Filipiak rounding out the top 20, with Filipiak's teammate Kadzalia just behind them in 21st position. Alex Phillips, podium in race number 1. 22nd place he's qualified here this evening. Rollins, Dixon Chen on the 12th row of the grid, 23rd and 24th, Fielder, Juzman, Danzer, Filamata and Farla all the way down to 29th with Clarkson and Hutchison in 31st place. And that's some of the silvers as well. High grade B, come on, Leon. Let me just tidy this up a bit. Ah, there was no music on the intro. Sorry. Wow, so there was no music on the intro and there was no sound from me either. Could I be any more terrible at this? Let me just see if I can... And it won't let me... There we go. It says, not going to be on track. It's all gone terribly wrong. Right, we're not even going to do the fancy camera then. We'll do... No, we won't do the fancy camera. Just in case. There we go. We'll get the drivers out on track. It is still very, very, very wet. And the track has been upgraded from damp in qualifying to wet in the race. Still very cloudy, so expect rain for the entire race. I was expecting a cappuccino, a latte, and a pepperoni pizza. That usually summons Chromodix. No sign of them as yet. How's High Grade doing? How's everybody else doing? How do we think this is going to go? Do we think we're going to see everyone get to the end? Quite a few drivers joining us this evening. 39 of them out on track. And it is, of course, a very short track for some of these drivers. Sub 1 minute 30 in the wet. Insane. But there we go. Of course, built back in 1950. It was merely a mile long and it was a cycling track. All good here. Excellent. Waiting on the PS5 season. Has that been announced? Have you signed up for it and just waiting for it to start? Am I allowed to talk about it? Have you signed up and just waiting? Does it start a couple of weeks on Monday? Am I allowed to say this? Simon's not here. I'm scared to put my foot in it. And yeah, I've got fairly massive feet, so I could definitely put my foot in it quite easily. That is for sure. There's no timer on screen, so I'm not sure what we're waiting on. Once I see it, I'll sign up, but no word yet. Right, okay, it's a cracker. I know what's coming, I know when it's coming, and I know what tracks you're getting. And yeah, lucky people. Get ready to enjoy. Yeah, it should be good. It should be good. I think I'm going to be broadcasting it if I'm not racing. We'll see. There's a race series I was taking part in, and that's changed time, which is quite annoying. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, make sure you get involved. I hope we get rain and night racing after 8 PM bug. What's 8 PM bug? Oh, there he is. I hear clicking and clacking. Oh, I hear clicking and clacking in the background, but he doesn't hear me talking because I've got my other microphone muted. He's here just in time for the start of the race and no doubt wax lyrical about his teammates Thomas and Dennis and Thorburn finishing qualifying. And no lights between 7 and 8. Wow. Inside the top 15, but there he is. It's Chromodix. How you doing, bud?
Hello, mate. Everything good? I'm back here for some reasons.
Excellent. Why are you not racing?
Exams.
Okay,
University.
cool. I'll let you off. No, exams
time.
are more important. Racing comes later, mate. Get those, get the degree first. Then you can earn lots of money and buy an even bigger motion rig with 16 screens and yeah, that'll be amazing.
360 degrees angle for the races.
Oh yeah, baby, that's it. You want sunroof, you cup holders, yeah, no expense spared. What is it? LED lights from every orifice, and you can put them on the rig as well. How's Chromodix been anyway? How's uni going, bud?
Exam sessions just started, so it's just study time. And I don't have time for practice for races. It's something I have a spare night like this, as we are in Brands Hatch in a wet track, which is now damp.
Oh, 39 cars. They're coming around the first corner. Give me a quick prediction for lap number 1, Chromodix.
Maybe all clear, I don't know. Turn 1 is usually the biggest problem of this track because everyone wants to go 4 wide in a track that can barely hold one single car in the track. So it's a bit of a problem because it's also damp and wet.
It is daft. It's been upgraded to wet. So there we go. Fingers crossed for turn 1. It is a wet one. Ooh, and we've got lag. That is Matteo
Yeah, the Bentley
Petrosini. He
decided
really
to go
needs to
into
sort
the
his
damage.
internet out. He needs to sort his internet out. But there we go. We're off and running. We're going to go too wide. In fact, the McLaren is going to pop right in behind. Is he? No, he's going to stay around the outside and block. Oh, he's lost momentum. The rookie monster behind him had to break up a bit as well there. And he's going to lose that position then. So up the inside, Diana is going to take second place into turn number 2. The Porsche might follow him through. Ian Egan having a look there as well. Petrosini on the outside. It is the Nightmare Before Christmas Ferrari making his way up there as well. Oh, and Leon Seeley got the move retaken then, so he is back into second place. No messing. Down towards the bottom of the hill.
A car spawned in turn 4. It's a Mercedes, number 49, is out of track. Currently in the middle of the track, actually.
Oh, yeah, it's AMG Dens. And there's 2 cars behind them, in fact. So the 2 cars start from the pits.
Yeah, they started from the pit lane, probably miscalculation in timing, considering they were probably adjusting pressures and such things, because this track is in constant evolution. Because oh, a car is off track. The number 55, completely off track.
55. Where is he? Oh yeah, tumbled down. Jimmy Boy Horn for the Silvers qualified. Oh, with a lot of cars right around him there. Let me just breathe in and take that one in for a moment. Jimmy Boy Horn qualified in 3rd. For the Silvers. He's tumbled down the order now, well outside the top 5. That's like Klaus Christensen and David Danzer make their way through. Nelson Pinto already up a few places as well from his qualifying. All still very close. Matthias Kadzelia involved in battles with Watson, as we can see, and up at the front. Not much separation out there either. It is still, though, Diana in 2nd, Leon Seeley in 1st, and Luca Goodbye Tavanari is what we're going to have to call for now. 1.9 seconds already up the road. Incredible opening stint. Leon Seeley, incredible opening 3 corners, did hold on to 2nd place. IDEX, by viewers, congratulations, you've won our first ban of the evening.
What a prize.
Congratulations.
You won a free vacation to nowhere.
That's the one. Let me just get the waiter. Menu, please. Back to the start you go. Leon Seeley, he is coming back to the start of the lap. See what I did there? He's got Ian Egan putting pressure on Yoko Busink. Is he in the wall?
No, I think he crashed because he...
Oh, he's crashed.
I think so, because he disconnected in the middle of the straight, and in fact he is nowhere here. He was in P4, so it's very unfortunate for the podium runner-up. I would like to guess it was because... Oh, big crash in turn 7! Lexus, Porsche, and another Porsche in the wall! Oh! And another big one! Considering the Mercedes went straight on into the Lexus. Carnage in the background. 5 cars got involved.
Let's have a look and see this from the Porsche's point of view then. Coming down Pilgrim's Drop. In the right-hander, so he comes round the corner. Okay, okay. Little bit understeer. Oh, bystanders everywhere. Yep, innocent spectators. Why am I getting playful helps with what? That just popped up. So there we go then. That is a big one there. Camelio and Phillips have come into the pits. Let's have a look back up at the top of the pack though. It's all kicking in. The rascal, you ain't wrong. And it's SOP, the handbags are out. They want the win in the wet. Tavanari set the fastest lap. Anybody surprised? Hands up, hands up, hands up. No, didn't think so. Leon Seeley still in 2nd. Let's get a quick look at Tavanari.
Oh no, the P12, the car in P12 was Kasseraf is out of...
Ooh, yep.
Yeah, he's in the middle of the corner because he spun while he was doing it. And he lost several positions, I think around 10 positions. He's now facing to defend against an Audi and the Mercedes. Probably the Audi has the biggest speed compared to the Ferrari. Was basically standing and the Audi gets in front. Maybe the Mercedes can get a look, but it's not enough. It's just on the outside and the Ferrari has the clear view for the corner. And he will stay in currently P27. So he lost 14 places. No, 15, sorry. Oh, wait, 12. I can't do
places. That's okay, you're busy doing it.
Ooh,
Ooh, he's binned it. He's binned it. the last of the three right-handers from hell, as I unaffectionately call those tracks. That's why that popped up. That was Sheen's. That was a race killer right there. The wet conditions.
I wonder if some drivers have leak on it, because it's sort of seeing so many cars going around. Even the 99 seems to have a bit of a problem, but keeps on. No, it's not on track. It's a four-way incident in the hairpin. Probably the Audi went straight on into the wall in the right and collected the Bentley. And I think another Mercedes, I didn't know who, but I know for sure the 93 has been involved in the incident, and the 99 is down back on track, probably in P25, I suppose. So he lost 7 positions from the incident, and that's why I wonder if some drivers have leak on it. It's so odd seeing so many cars off track, considering it's damp condition, it's not wet condition. So I think that some drivers went for the dry tire strategy, thinking it would be a bit more drier than considered, but it's still very wet. You can clearly see from the view, because you can see the reflection on the tarmac, especially from the lights, from the car's lights. And probably if someone went for the dry tires, which is considerable for whoever started in the last places, I think it's time for pit as early as possible. This track won't face any drying gap more than it already is. It's past 10 minutes, and I don't think it will be even more dry than now. And currently the driver more comfortable with these conditions is the number 46 in P1. Luca Tarvenari really is on a streak of fast laps. He currently is 5 seconds ahead of P2 in the matter of 4 laps, so he managed to get a second per lap from the guy behind him. And now I wonder if the McLaren is actually slowing down everyone else. It's wet, so even if you go half a second faster, it's wet in Brands Hatch. You don't really have so many opportunities for overtaking, and the only one are the hairpin in turn 3 and possibly turn 5, but even there it's very difficult.
Yeah, it's the whole track, very difficult to overtake, and in these conditions, even more difficult. I'm cycling through here trying to find the action on track, and just look at any place on track as the radar in the top right indicates. Very close. We're on board with Andre Dixon-Chen, Mr. 9K from the UK. It's over 9,000 RPM, of course, the legendary Twitch streamer. He's made himself up 6 positions then at the moment from the start, and he is giving Filipiak and Kadzelia, the simulation esport drivers, a real tough time of it here. Those two at the moment behind.
Side by side, incredible scene background. The number 42 in P30 tried to overtake from the outside in turn, I think it's turn 10, and it was honestly very brave as a move, but he managed to not gain any position, but he lost the position on the McLaren of Matt Coemilio, who actually pitted. So he actually is on a run to get as many positions as possible, because he pitted very early on, and now he's in the traffic. So I wonder if the tactic has some sense, because he's now stuck in the middle of everyone, and if he is fast enough, he can face some, backwards movement instead of going forward with an undercut.
Yeah, he could. Yeah, we've just seen he's not having a good race as Turbovzak. He's just come into the pit with a seriously damaged car. I'm not sure if he got clipped and lost.
Yeah, that too. He may have collected some damages. I didn't think about it because of the big ones that we saw. Yeah,
there was certainly a couple of dents and dinks being handed out. Still very tight and close in this middle section. Kadzelia and Filipiak, teammates ably backing one another up, although Filipiak did qualify ahead of Kadzelia. So we'll of course be hoping to get that position back. Leon Seeley 6.5 seconds down the road, so Tavanari is still taking a second a lap out of the leader, out of the rest of the field. Incredible stuff. Diana still within striking distance of Seeley. It's all going to be down to clean laps and pit stops then. Morant and Petricini all promoted places after we had a driver disconnect early doors. In the silvers, there he is there, Marco Tacchini leading the way then. Championship leader Farla hasn't had the best of races. He's well down the order. David Canton in the top three.
Oh! I got a spot in turn 4, and it's actually the McLaren number 91 in P14, and he nearly collected some. He collected another driver. I think it was Cazziela, who is now in P14. In fact, he has some damages in the front, and he now needs to face Philippe Jacquin behind him to defend the position. He just gained his position, so he needs to defend this.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, BMW versus BMW. Simulation Esport versus Simulation Esport. TV Krupek. What a perfect time for you to join. Just as he comes in, cheering on Simulation. Two of their drivers are battling out, and I've got a distinct GG's. Andre Dixon Jen just behind. Of course, big shout out once again. Nelson Pinto qualified so far down the order in the silvers. Actually, couldn't even see his name. He's now back in a podium position. Guy's incredible. Incredible. The way he does his races and his pit strategy is just always absolutely on point. Speaking of pit stops, as Chroma Dixon mentioned, Mr. Christian Romano, the Italian stallion himself, joining me in the commentary box. Hopefully see him back up on track once he's passed all his exams. He was pointing out Matt Camelli has taken his pit stop. So has Alex Phillips, along with Chris Fielder, Tropic Rot of course. I think that was damage in Forster. Bovzik had a bit of damage on the old Rari as well, so he's coming to get that fixed. Rick Pink is taking his pit stop as well. Marcus Juzma is still in the pits. And Ian Egan finds himself now well down the order as well. So there's been a lot of drivers that dropped down the order without us noticing.
Well, Ian Egan actually disconnected in the middle of the lap, if you remember. So he actually is back on track, but
yeah,
just for presence, I suppose. Unfortunately, he was in P4 and then disconnected completely. So also the reason why Ilko Busink and Matteo Petaccini are actually in P4 and P5. And Luca Tavernari is the first one to take a gamble. He goes for the undercut, but in this track, and with all the incident that happened, it may backfire to him.
Wow, yeah, what's going on with there? Come on, Lammers, said high grade. Altra, I thought I heard a dusty old Scot whinging somewhere in the distance. I mean, hey, John. Hey, Altra, I love your jokes actually. Yeah, no, they're terrible, man. No, I'm looking. They get better. I like the new one. Every time you come in, your insults definitely get better. But as we are, let's talk about the braveness of this one then. So look at Tavernari's coming to the pits. How do you, I mean, the track has been downgraded to damp. I mean, Chromadex, you know I hold your driving and pit stop strategies in the highest of regard. So, yeah, give me your thoughts on this. I mean, is this a move you would try? What do you think's inspired this? The track's only just gone to damp. This a brave move, or?
It's Bensech. Usually in Bensech you always overcut for a simple reason. It's too short. There are 37 people on track currently, and the gap between the last place and the first place, I'm doing some rough visual calculation, but I think it's just 30 seconds. And it's definitely not enough for a pit stop for an undercut, because in an undercut, he will probably be stuck in the traffic. Currently the number 7 is the next one, and it's Liam Page in P23, and he's gonna get very close to him, as the pace look at shown is clearly the fastest of the session, considering he has the purple lap. But if he gets stuck in the traffic, the other drivers don't have they don't need to let him pass. He has to let himself pass. Basically, he has to make every single overtake, and as the time passes, as he needs to make every single overtake, he loses some time and some time and some time. And I think Leon Shilly, whenever he pits, he will surely gain some time. And if he goes, I don't know, after in the next 20 minutes he will pit, which I will do. I will pit in the very last minutes, because also if you are a quicker car, and some cars have done a pit stop before you, they may face some blue flag for you. So you could end up gaining some places without doing anything, instead of pitting early and making the overtakes, losing some time. In fact, Luca Tavernari has just gained a second on Castrach. Sorry.
Kashik Trash.
Cassidy, and in fact he's now battling him, and he's losing time. So I don't know why he pitted. I don't know if it's because maybe he underfueled, or that's the only reason, honestly. Pitting so early is just a mistake in my opinion, and we will see the result when Leon will pit, when Danna will pit, when Elko Busi will pit, when everyone will pit. He will risk even the top 5 with this rate. He has pitted in the 48th minute, and the pit window here is very, very late, around 25th minute or so. So, brave choice. Don't know how much it will pay off. Probably nothing.
Yeah, certainly it's going to take a Herculean effort. As you say, he's going to have to work his way back through the traffic and hope that a lot of cars start taking the pit stops so he could get some overtakes done. But it is, as you say, it's going to be a tall order through this field with battles all over the place. Marco Tacchini at the moment then still leading the silvers. He's got himself a 4.5 second gap over David Canton. I mentioned yeah, they're in the same team as well, so that'll definitely help their chances of getting to the top. Nelson Pinto is still in 3rd place then for the silvers. Jimmy Boy Horn behind them, trying to close that gap. Watson trying to make his way back through the field. Tavanari has got his way past Kashik Tarash, but he's now coming up to Klaus Christensen. Alex Phillips making his way through the field as well after an early pit stop. Page is out of the pit, so is Farlett, Rawlings and AMG Denz Clarkson, the driver that spun. There's a lot of contact going around in that incident. It's all settled down now, though. 17 minutes in, drivers are finding their stride ever so slightly. The track is drying out ever so slightly. You can see there is still rain falling and there is still puddles on the track. There's a nice big one there on the curb. It's a brave man that puts the wheels on there, I'll tell you. Yeah, definitely not to be messed with, that is for sure. Seeley on track leading the way, but that is because our one-time, long-time race leader and pole position taker, there he goes past Klaus. Yeah, Klaus won't give him. Yeah, he knows he's in a completely separate race to the one that Luke is in. So he's now got 4 seconds up the road to David Dancer. Now he's got Watson just ahead of him. Yeah, so like you predicted, Chromodix, he's going to find himself not only coming through the field, but trying to get his way through battles as well. This is not going to be an easy task, although we're getting predictions in the chat that dry tyres in 10 minutes could be the way forward. So, do you think, is he going to lose too much time between now and in the 10 minutes, or is the 10 minutes come when everyone's in the pits and Luke is going to off and run? I mean, in the wet, how much damage is he going to do to the dry tyres?
Honestly, dry tires are good when it's damp, but the problem now is that it's still raining. It's not like it's damp and no rain. In that case, putting dry tires in a sort of middle weight zone will be very beneficial for you, especially if you are a driver in top 10, in the late top 10. You will go for the dry tires to take a gamble and hoping for the best. But in this moment, it's damp, but it's constantly raining, and oh, Caseterash in the wall. Caseterash in the wall. It was in P20 or 2, and I think it collected even some damages. And it's not a good race. He went off track in that very corner a few times, and now he didn't survive the exit curve, because effectively there is a curve, but it's like a bit of grass effectively. So he's now directing the pit probably for repairing damages and get new tires on the car. But as I was saying, it's nowhere near dry with this condition. It's still raining, it's still damp, but it's damp towards wet more than damp towards dry, towards green. So I don't think anyone will do it. Wet tires will still be the main choice for everyone, except someone crazy enough to try to do it. And for now, I think it will stay with wet tires for everyone. But we saw strategies that were not going to work in any case, and working just minutes after I said it can't work. So maybe someone with the writers will come up and risk his car's life for the science, I guess.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just checking. Seems to be an inordinate amount of banging going on outside my window. I mean to go check that. Just running down. Sorry, you know what, Ian? I only just seen your message there. Oh, did I get kicked out of the server? And yeah, yes, Jen, I think I got distracted by the one about the yellow flags. But yeah, Ian, that is brutal. Right on lap 1 as well. Yeah, not the best, especially in your top 3 in the championship, mate. That is a nightmare. Is this going to be BMW versus Bentley, Cadzelia and Lammers? No tyres needed in the race, so you just lose too much time. Oh yeah, it's only mandatory fuel, it's not mandatory tyre changes. But then yeah, going from dries to wet, going from wets to dries. Yeah, brave choices, but that's why they're out there and I am up here. Tavanari got himself past Danzer. He's closing in on Watson and Pinto. Pinto's actually been overtaken there by Jimmy Boy Horn. So Jimmy Boy finds himself back up onto the podium then. So we've missed that overtake there, but Jimmy Boy running great guns in the Bentley in the wet. Cadzelia trying to get that move done on Remy Lammers. Still following, still got pit stops to take. And it's still Leon Seeley leading the way with Diana in second and Busink in third. And his teammate Luca Tavanari, of course, came in and took that early pit stop. So we will see how it plays out for him. Marco Tacchini is in 10th overall. So a great run there. And he is currently applying pressure to one of your teammates there, Jack Thorburn in the Honda. So Honda versus Aston Martin in the wet. Chromex, how does this one play out?
I look at the battle for the past minutes, and it's been 20 minutes, and they didn't left us more than probably 15 meters is the maximum distance I saw between the two of them. Jack is currently on the Honda, which is fairly odd on the traction control. It's a bit of a new car considering the new update. Basically, the guys at Kuno's competition said that effectively the Honda is now literally the Evo car that is used in IMSA races. So the Evo 2 version completed in 2021, I think it was. And effectively it's a new car, and most of the pro teams are actually using it. I saw some very quick guys going for the Honda and putting some fast times in the range of the top fastest times. And the Honda is now on a new life. A lot of drivers are considered to using it. It's basically an Audi but with more understeer, which is beneficial for some drivers who don't like the fact that the Audi will throw you at the first wall that encounters. And even if the new Audi is a bit more understeery, luckily for everyone, but it still has the Audi behavior of being a bit of a bull. The Honda is very calm compared to it, but it has basically the same speed in the corners. It's just that the exit is more stable. But the Aston Martin always has been a good competitive car, especially around Brandsatch. I think Brandsatch is one of the best track for the Aston Martin because it has been nerfed. In fact, you don't see anymore grid of. Basically, you don't see anymore an Aston Martin Cup as it was some months ago. It has been nerfed, and now it is just in real life a bit slower than the rest of the pack. But Brandsatch is still a bit of a rock for the British manufacturer. And you can see from Marco Tacchini actually in P1 in IM and completes the top 10 overall, and is currently fighting for a P9 overall in front of Jack Thorburn in the Honda. Both of the cars are a bit new in terms of behavior because the Honda has been buffed enormously, and the Aston is now a bit less competitive, especially since the new updates came in, with the Audi getting a new version, the Honda being a new version, the BMW being a new car directly, and so on. As always, main car is always the one that makes you faster, not the one that is fastest. In this case, the Aston is also helpful in this track, but it's also wet, and considering it's well, it's not wet, it's damp, so it's more on the car. But usually when the track is not dry, driver's skills are a bit more important than cars' skills for saying it a bit wrongly, but that is what it is. You need to be in constant control of your wheels, of your car, and the moment you make a mistake, it's game over. You can't really gain the car back as it was. It will be on the dry tires. And also I'm looking at Luca, and effectively he is in a lot of pain currently. He's managing to put some places. He overtook Dancer, Pinto. He's now in P17, but not every driver is well good with you. Most drivers will consider you as any other driver, so he will not for the next minutes. He really needs to drive his way by some drivers, even if he is the fastest. Not everyone wants to leave some space, even because they are in competition with others. And actually, the car number 137, Morant, is on the pits on the 33rd minute, and I think he's changing tires because he's been on the pits for a long time. Currently, now leaving the pit lane in what will be behind the 604, so in P22, no, P21. So way behind Luca Tavernari, but he also is less traffic for him. There are just 3 cars between him and Luca, and the gap is now around, if it updates, but I think it will be, I don't know, because it's still need to update, but probably the first notice of how much Luca may have lost will arrive when Leon Schill will pit and everyone behind him.
Yeah, but you can just see Leon there being blue flagged through. Of course, he's got the advantage at the moment. As you've said, if he comes up behind anyone, he is getting the blue flags straight through. Look at Tavernari. He's having to fight his way through. And yeah, not every driver is going to shield over. Altra is saying it depends on how terrible the wets are getting right now. If the dries turn out to be a second and a half quicker, he reckons it might be worth it. There is Kadzelia coming into the pits. He's already plummeted down the order that quickly. I couldn't click on his name. There he is. Coming in the BMW. So close as the field. He's going to tumble down the order. Tom Avo. Got Thomas Morant. So Morant is still running in 20th position. Just been promoted because Kadzelia's in the pit. Sorry, yes.
I know that the tires are not mandatory, but tactically speaking, I don't understand who is changing tires, especially if you are changing for another set of wet tires. Because here, I really think that position is better than pace, considering that the entire track is now filled with cars. So I can't really understand who is where, because there are too many cars, in too many places. But if another car catches you, he has to overtake you, and I want you to overtake in Brandsatch in the dry, more in the wet. Honestly, I would very much prefer staying out basically 55 minutes and pit just for mandatory pit. Just put 1 liter and away you go. Just because here the position on track matters very, very much. Basically, it's all it's very much a track like Monaco in terms of the number 69 is currently off track. Yeah. Basically, Brandsatch is a lot like Monaco. Qualifying position or better race position, track position, sorry, is way more important than pace. And you can see, even if by some drivers, I was looking at Jonathan Reed, currently behind McFoven, and even if he's slightly faster, he really couldn't get over in P5, and now he's now actually being chased by Milton for the P6 because effectively staying behind a car. Also, it's always the same rule, and wait. And Busing, I think he went off track. He lost the position on Mekofoven, and Busing is now in P5, and the 48 driver is in P4. And I think he went off track because I saw a white flag, and he actually lost the position. So now it's a freeway battle because Jonathan Reed just going to repeat it in a halfway mark, precisely.
Yeah, another overtake as well, right here in the midfield. Dixon Chen started down about 23rd, I think. He's got himself up to 11th, and he's overtaken Filipiak, who we saw was just ahead of him with his teammate Kadzalia. Where is Kadzalia? Oh, yeah, of course, he's taken his pit stop. So, yeah, we'll see where they come out. There's Reed and Watson, as you mentioned. Watson just making his way out the pits. Pinto, the pit stop master, he's still not taking his pit stop, finds himself back up to third in the silvers with the pit stops being taken. Now there's Watson just coming out the pits as well. He's going to come out behind Alex Phillips, who's going to be hoping for some pretty big improvements in position when the rest of the drivers do take their pit stop. 19th at the moment. Definitely capable of that podium. Marco Tacchini and Jack Thorburn still completely inseparable. And another one of your teammates as well, who we haven't actually mentioned so far this broadcast, Chromodix, Milton Tomlinson Dennis finds himself up in 6th position. Hasn't had the best of luck, safe to say, in SOP races, but certainly doing all the right things here in the Audi. Although the Audi, as you say, it is a bit of a magnet for the wall, but still, he's going great guns at the moment, and this McCoven and Busink ahead of him, with those two swapping positions, that's definitely going to help him keep in touch. And the top 5 could be on the cards, do you think?
I'm watching his pace, and he was several seconds behind Jonathan Reed, and then 10 minutes ago, the car he and the car started to gain some pace and some pace. And effectively, the new Audi has this little condition of getting faster as the time goes on. With the old Audi, it was a bit of a problem considering that the tires were basically melting. The new Audi has a good tire management, more than before. And in fact, I know that Milton was a bit doubtful if pitting or not, if changing or not the tires. I will not say his decision, obviously, and for personal reasons, and the new Audi actually gain some time as the race passes, and I think he's putting this method very clearly now. He's now 6 times behind Busing, not even Reed, and Ilko Busing was 2 seconds in front of him 2 laps ago. So he basically gained 1.5 seconds, and I think now it's even less. It's even more. No, it's still the same. 1.5 seconds in 2 laps. And this just proves that this new car is actually very good. Also, Milton has always been a bit of a fan of the Audi, just like me, because the Audi is the best car. And he went under the radar in this race for the whole time, but I think he is in the competition, not even for 5th place, but even for 4th. And if the pit stop goes, well, it's 7 seconds a bit high, but I don't know. Oh wait, oh, Kazira is off track. Kazira lost 5 positions, or maybe just 4 positions. He went off track in the same place as everyone else, currently in the second to last turn. And is now currently in, I think, P27? No, P26, sorry. From P24.
Yeah, he's tumbled down the order there, so I was just watching that. So yeah, a big tumble down there. Quite a few more drivers then coming in and getting those pit stops cleared. Nelson Pinto, not one of them. Still out running in 3rd in the silver. Seeley, Diana and Petricini all still leading the way. That's not Petruccini, that is McCoven and Busek there. Tabanari still leading the way of the pitted drivers. Jonathan Reed has made it out as well. And who else is? Yeah, Thomas Morant, Alex Phillips coming close together. There is Remy Lammers. Now he was just ahead of Kadzelia in the gang. Kadzelia, we know, has made that mistake. It's Filipiak that's still out on track. Dixon Chen out the pits as well.
Little information, Luca is actually on clean air for since I think it was lap 20, and he's gaining well, a lot. A lot is not enough. He's gaining massive amount of times. So I wonder if now that he's in clean air, he can gain back the time that he has lost in traffic, and if it will be enough for staying if you want, because if he was the leader, and until the actual leader doesn't pit, we don't know if the former leader will still be the leader or he will stay the former leader for the whole race.
Yeah, certainly making it interesting. Oh, we've just had somebody else. Oh, Michael Hutchinson coming into the pits for Fitted UK then. In the silvers. The Lambo's still running. Pinto looks like he's getting pretty close. Where is he? Oh, there he is, yeah, so he is getting pretty close to Jonathan Reed then. Reed just out the pits and is taking his stop. Pinto and Danza still to take there. Reed in the pros though, making his way through. Tomlinson Dennis, mentioned him a minute ago, and he really is. Oh.
Maybe to the inside, trying to get overtake on the Porsche. Just in front of him, boosting closes the inside, making a bit of use of the blue flag car. The 70 Porsche, and Milton will stay behind Elko just for now, because effectively he tried to get a chance into the inside, but as I said, this car really wants to kill you in any way. He just drifted in turn 1, and luckily he's skilled enough to keep it on track and doing a good drift out of it, and not a complete disaster. But he is now chasing him, and I think he is now ready for an overtake. There is another blue flag car in front of Elko, and I think it's the 721 Mercedes who's now go in the right of the track, and now he's basically glued, and he either will pit or will make a very good overtake on him, because it's been several laps that he is behind, and I think he's getting full of seeing the back of the Porsche, although it's very good to see, but he probably wants to see clean air in front of him, because the before in the number 48 in P4 is actually gaining some time. He's now 2 seconds in front of Elko, who was in P4. So now it's a bit of a... In fact, he's basically listening to him, because he went for the pit lane. And I wonder if he will change tire or not. It will be a nice choice for him, because Luca is also probably his next competitor if he doesn't change anything.
Right, okay, so yeah, he's coming to the pits. It's, yeah, quality stuff. I was actually, yeah, Chad Rice, if anybody doesn't know, get to know ChadRyce. Go over to his channel, I did some commentary over there, and he puts on a series with adaptable fuel and tyre wear. And yeah, one of the races that we had in particular, just, yeah, the pit stop strategy where everyone was changing, everything went down to pretty much the last lap. It looks like it's going to be this way as well. We've been... Can you believe it, Chromefix? We're already 40 minutes into this race. It's absolutely flown in. I'm sure it's not for some of the drivers, though. It's been quite the task getting the cars round in these conditions. Liam Page definitely making the most of it. Dixon Chen as well. Big shout out, 9K from the UK once again. Nelson Pinto's just ahead, so he's stayed out. So Thomas and Dennis.
Yeah, he didn't change anything.
He didn't change, so he just in splash.
Oh, battle in pit 18. Dixon Chen goes into the inside. Oh, the Bentley doesn't see the McLaren, goes inside. And the Bentley is out of track, losing the position. And honestly, it was on him, because Dixon Chen was already on the inside with the full car. The Bentley driver just dived into the inside, thinking he was not there. And actually lost paid the price for it. And now the Bentley is in P19.
Yes, so Remy Lammers there. So yeah, so good overtake attempt by Dixon Chen. A little bit of contact from Lammers on the way into the corner, but Chen up to 18th position. Qualifying 23rd, so with a few drivers ahead still to pit. He's definitely looking to make massive improvements. Kinzelia looking to get himself back up the field. And this again, it's a driver's worst nightmare, Chromodix. It's like the Luca Tamanari situation. You come out the pits and you find yourself down the grid trying to battle your way through. Two of the quickest drivers on track, Page and Kinzelia, find themselves behind a couple of the Silvers who've already pitted. They're going to be battling for position. Not the easiest position for them both to be in, considering they're both definitely top 10 drivers. But here they find themselves, and again, you mentioned it. You get drivers trying to go 4 wide on this track when it's barely wide enough for, in most parts, for one car. So yeah, Kinzelia and Page could find themselves stuck well down the order then, especially Kinzelia trying to get like almost a double overtake just to get one position.
Yeah, in this track, especially in that very little points that you have to take risks, and you have to take some dive bombs. And I don't say that here are acceptable, but surely I can understand if someone dive bombs me in this track, because I will do first. You don't have any chance to go over someone except by taking risks, and effectively it's a bit of problem with this track. A lot of drivers say that this is an optimal track for qualifying. Effectively, qualifying is great here with the curbs, with the altitude levels, with all the different kind of turns that you have. But in race, it's difficult. Ooh, great overtake! Maybe. Just Cazella on the outside. Cazella on the outside and keep the car on track. And now the Bentley goes into Liam Page. Probably tries the overtake, but Liam Page stays in his position, with Cazella losing the position and Rollins just in the middle of them. And also the two cars in front. I saw that Lammers and Watson were battling. In fact, Watson went in front of the Bentley in an unbelievable place. He basically did launch the car into turn, I think it was turn 7. Yeah, it's turn 7. And he launched the car into the Bentley. Slight job, currently in pin 19. And this pack right here really isn't a fight for itself, because honestly you don't have anything to lose. The problem is Leon Chill is behind them, and they can't battle if he comes by. So I wonder if now Leon will pit to avoid the blue flagged cars, or will stay in front to gain as much time as possible, even if now it's a bit the opposite way now, because you are encountering so many blue flagged cars that you risk to be held in the back. So it's a bit of a opposite situation compared to what Luca faced in the very first laps of his out laps from the pit stop.
Yeah, definitely. Hi Heinzie, by the way. Sorry, Chromodix. Heinzie saying hello in the chat. How we doing, bud? Yo yo yo. And Ian Egan confirming it's going to be interesting pit calls now. It definitely is. 7 seconds as well. I mean, we were talking about Tamanari breaking away from the rest of the field. He's got himself 7 seconds ahead. But yeah, you were saying there, but the battle in the middle of the pack there, it really is spicing up. Just watching Dixon Chen cross the line, Tom Avo into the pits. Pinto still out there. So at this stage, sorry, Chromodix, we're thinking that, I mean, if you're Leon, it really is, it's erring on the side of get into the pits now rather than leaving it much later, or he is going to encounter the same problem. And there is Diana coming into the pit, so we're going to have to see where Luca Tavanari is. He is behind. Oh no, that wasn't Thorburn he was behind. Sorry, Busink's coming to the pits as well. He's behind Filipiak actually. Filipiak still to take his pits.
I think Milton is facing the problem of pitting. Sometimes the wheel doesn't go with you but goes against you. He's now stuck behind Pinto, who is slower than him, and he will let him pass. Okay, never mind. Maybe. Okay, no, yes. Some drivers are good with each other. Some drivers will hold you back for no particular reason, just to ruin your day a little bit, but this is not his time. So kudos to Mr. Pinto.
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye then. Diana has maintained a lead
Not only the lead, he has made the
Tavernari.
gap to Luca Tavernari.
Yeah, and I tell you, if he's got a gap to Tavernari, then that means Leon Seeley is definitely still winning this race. Because he was 7 seconds ahead. So yeah, I would guess, although in saying that, Diana, with being that quick in the pits, he clearly didn't change tyres.
I told you that Luca was going for a too
Bold
much.
strategy.
Yeah, even that, because effectively it was a bit of a new strategy, but he was in P1. Why doing such thing? Literally, the only thing that comes to my mind is if he underfueled the car, starting from qualifying, because sometimes it happens. Otherwise, if it's just for a tactical reason, why? I really, honestly, he is a great driver. I saw the races he made. He made perfect choices every single time, even in pits. So this one is just a bit of a surprise for me, even because now Leon Seeley will probably pit because the 24th car on what? Oh, 222. Oh, Alex Phillips. Yeah, he crashed. He's now in the middle of the track. Nearly gets in the middle of the track. He's currently out of track, and he will let pass every single one of the cars that they are currently battling, especially in P22. So we'll now face. Yeah, he's now in P23. He has lost every single position. Major impact for this race. He was in P15, considering the early pit stop he made, probably for damages. I don't recall. But that's a bit of a big one.
That is a bit of a big one, yeah. Oh. Trying to get the car straightened there. So yeah, lost it on the way into on the exit to Westfield, and yeah, you can see an absolute trail of cars making their way through. Got himself a podium in race number 1. Not to be.
Oh,
race number
look at
3.
Leon, look at now at Leon.
Oh wow.
There is a whole full train of cars, and he has to pass every single one of them. This is majestic problem for him. This is one of the biggest fear of a driver, encountering this. A full wall field of drivers that are battling for a position, and he has to stay behind them because there is no place to let you pass, and not all of them wants to let you pass for obvious reason, and these risks. He had some pace to Danna, but is it enough? And even Danna is now facing some back markers, so now it's the opposite way around. The drivers needs to get out of the way for the leader, and he's now stuck behind them. It's the complete opposite way of Luca Tavernari. This is Brands Hatch. This is the problem. In an hour you get the two opposite problems. Oh, off track. I think he's getting nervous.
He's just trying to get his way through there. Yeah, he's not going to be happy. Blaine's in the chat saying that traffic is too impactful on a small track like this. Track position is paramount. Yes, exactly what Chromedix was saying earlier. Yeah, Leon has come into pits there rather than lose any more time. He was 7 seconds in the lead. He's going to need a splash and dash after that one. So we'll see. Petruccini hasn't taken his pits, neither has McCoven. It's Tavernari and Diana that we are looking for. The gap between Diana and Tavernari has stayed above the 9-second mark. So it's certainly safe to assume that they're lapping at fairly similar pace.
It's a calamity for Leon. I think he lost the position on Danna, on the Audi currently in P7. Leon is now out of track, and the gap is nearly a second. It's a calamity for him.
It is. It certainly gives him a lot of hard work to do, and he's got your teammate just ahead of him.
Yeah, now there is the one train of P5 and... No, wait. No, the car in front is the back marker. P5 and P6 are currently battling, and now, even worse, Leon is stuck behind all the drivers. He doesn't get clean air, and he also has to defend from the position. He was 4 seconds in front of him. This is a calamity for the McLaren driver. It is the worst thing that could have happened. And now I wonder how the situation will go on, how it will face it.
Yeah, he's definitely going to need to gather himself. 10 minutes still to go, and as you say, the in lap wasn't the best. The out lap from this pit stop 15 minutes into the race It's certainly going to be problematic to say the least as we just hear that extra sidewards slide onto Anna's Audi.
Oh, overtaking P11, Boosing and Tomlinson Dennis currently side by side. The first in the inside, the second on the outside. Currently side by side. Now the Audi of Milton is back behind the Porsche, and Jonathan Reed is just in front of them, gaining some time between them because they are fighting so much.
Yeah,
oh, the Porsche is off track and lost the position, but saved the car. And Boosing is now in P12. So after the pit stops, I think it will be P6, considering the cars in front. Major incident avoided for him.
Yeah, indeed, we're just watching that one again. We can see he did defend that position on the Audi. Look at the exit speed, just has a look up the inside, unsettles the back of the car and decides to hold it rather than fold it, because that would have been a complete fold if that had made contact with a barrier at that pace there. So he has dropped down that position, so the position's still changing all the way through. David Canton in second position for the Silvers. He's got himself between the battle for the lead of the race. Leon's doing well. After that in-lap incident, to find himself still out in the lead of the race, he has got Simulation Esport driver just ahead of him. There's Petricini, on-track leader, coming in to take his pit stop.
He may be the full leader after this pit stop.
Do you think he might? There's Leon coming around the last corner now. So I think Petricini. Oh, somebody else is coming out the pits as well. That'll be Canton actually. And that's Zajac from the Silvers.
Oh, Dan is off track! Dan is off track in the middle of the straight! The number 1111, currently he was the P2 driver and is now facing, well, now in the right way, but before he was sideways in the middle of the track. Don't know what happened, but this is a calamity for him. Currently lost the position on Petacini, Tavernari, probably even... No, Jonathan Reed is just behind him.
Oh, he touched the grass, he put his foot on the accelerator. Do not touch the loud pedal when you've got your foot on the grass at Brands Hatch. Oh, that's a code brown. Oh, there's another one. That is a rookie monster. That oh, wow. Yeah, some serious avoidant action had to be taken there by quite a few of the drivers. And it looks like Anna could be avoiding the podium. That is an absolutely nightmarish result there for him. And it's brought Jonathan Reed well into contention to hunt him down in the closing 7 minutes of the race. Nelson Pinto looking to improve his position as well. And he's got Liam Page just ahead of him. He's keeping Liam more than occupied at this stage in the race. Looking very quick indeed. Both of these drivers at the moment, Nelson looking the quicker of the two though. Further down the order, Turbovzik is back out on track, finds himself in 33rd at the moment, with Della Sera in 32nd and Clarkson 31st, Petrovic in 30th, still to take his pit stop, so could find himself losing another couple of positions. Pinto still looking to improve his position. He's in 5th at the minute, which is a great result considering where he qualified. He's made himself up a considerable amount of places. Oh, and the SOP BMW ahead of him has made a mistake. Page. Again, so easy for the back end of the cars to lift at this track at the best of times. Chucking a lot of rain and the pressure of drivers behind. Oh, and there he goes. He's returned. I'm not even going to call that curse of the commentator. It's just exactly what Brands Hatch have just described. What Brands Hatch does, and this is exactly what it does. This is so easy. I'm right in this, haven't I? I mean, I'm not a great driver, but I do know this much. At Brands Hatch, the back end of your car will lift at the drop of a hat unless you are absolutely bang on the money. Especially turns 8 through 10, I think it is. Just crazy course for that.
Yeah, only so the inside of the Page nearly throw the car and somehow manages to break the car, and the BMW still doesn't want to believe it because he wants to face the fact that he wants to overtake. the Lexus driver, but he needs to stay behind him and say out of the next time, I guess, because he has to overtake back him. He has to overtake him back. But as you said, this track really needs you to have a loose rear end. The track is so much is so much prominent into fast corners where you lose traction of the car because of the, especially in the middle sector, there are a lot of turns when you are in the corner. Oh, Liam Page nearly goes into the grass, completely cut the turn, and I think he got even a warning for it. And the Bentley now wants to get in the face of him, and it's a five-way battle. I can't say what I want to say. And currently the BMW driver in behind has lost a position on the Bentley driver. Yeah, the Bentley driver is currently on the outside for the last turn. So he makes the time enough to overtake the BMW driver, and Casella has now lost the position. It's now the final of the 5 drivers, while the BMW driver in front of Liam Page has lost the position on the Bentley. The number 114 is currently on the outside. For maybe Liam Page can stay in position. It's just enough for stay in position. Yeah, Liam Page goes into the inside with the loosest rear end I've ever seen, and even the Bentley. The number 55 gets not one but 2 cars in a single moment in the hairpin. Currently, Liam Page now faces the fact that he has to lose the position on the Bentley number 55, and maybe the 114, who instead lost the position on the other BMW, who wants now the overtake on Liam Page. I don't have the voice for him.
That's incredible stuff. And Kinzelli is getting himself involved as well there. David Danzer losing out on 2 to 3 positions there. Liam Page making his way through the field. Jimmy Boy Horno showing them all a very, very, very clean pair of heels. As you can see, the train down Pilgrim's Drop is -1 because this rear spoiler is off into the distance. Liam Page to the bend. Oh, he saw the big old wiggle there, Kinzelia. And he is going to drop himself off this battle, and I tell you, he's going to lose another position. There's Alex Phillips has gathered himself, making his way through. There is Filipiak, one of the final drivers to take his pit stop. In fact, he is the last driver to take his pit stop. Where's he going out? Andre Dixon Chen. What a drive, kid. Up to 15th position. Absolute legend. Oh, and the Mercedes is down. That's Tropic Rot in the wall at turn 1.
I'm also looking P6 because there is a freeway battle for the same position. Milton was on the outside in turn 1. Couldn't really stick the car into the outside because the BMW driver was literally drifting towards the P1 towards 2-1 to maintain the speed and the position, literally putting the car sideways so he couldn't physically pass. I mean, it's a tactic. Not sure how much it benefits your tires, but it's a tactic to put your car as a wall in the middle of the track. As now the Audi driver has to defend behind from the Porsche driver. And now it's a freeway battle for P6. Currently there is not even 6 times among the 3 of them. And now the Audi driver, Milton Tomlinson Dennis, has to make double work, as he has to either attack or defend. Maybe it will be close enough. The Audi has a great speed compared to the BMW. It lacks some top speed. It has a great acceleration, the BMW, but it lacks some top speed. And now the Audi is closer than ever. Maybe we'll get into the position for turn 2, launches the car, not enough, the BMW driver closes the door, and we'll stay as it is for now.
Incredible stuff. We've still got battles going on. Liam Page looking to recover. He's got Danzer just ahead of him, still within sight. Jimmy Boy Horn trying to get another move done on Nelson Pinto. Of course, we saw him get the overtake done in the first phase of the race. After the pit stops, Pinto finds himself back out ahead of Jimmy Boy, looks for the shake and bake there, trying to sell him a dummy, not to be. Oh, 721 Petrovic gets himself a stop, go 30-second penalty for speed in the pit lane. Oh, and Jimmy Boy Horn gets himself an invite up into 19th position as Nelson Pinto runs a bit deep into turn 1, turn number 2, the Bentley. Another position there, so phenomenal recovery drive. Andre Dixon Chen then. Filipiak, who we saw just recently come into the pits. Leaders on the final lap, and there's battles every place. Dixon Chen looking to get another position at the expense of Filipiak then. Filipiak just out the
Audi on the inside of 46, Jonathan Reed needs to defend from the ERS driver. Still makes it closing very much the door. But now the problem is that it's on turn one. It's probably the way, well, not the easiest, but surely it's one of the few spots that the Audi driver can use to overtake the BMW in front. He really can. So Milton stays behind him. Currently, Jonathan Reed closes again the door. It's the same tactic as the laps before, so Milton really has to take something off of the hat because it's last lap, so it's now or never for getting a position.
It really is, and it is now or never to watch the winner cross the line. Leon Seeley looking for another victory on SOP shores, but the rest of the field are going to deny him the camera time because they're right on top of one another. Once again in the final laps here in an SOP race, Andre Dixon Chen coming into turn number 2. He's got the simulation BMW just ahead of him. Leon Seeley has got the top spot of the podium well and truly in sight as he comes around the penultimate corner. Clear air front and back.
Oh, side by side, 46, incredible. Oh, there is a touch, and the Audi is on grass, and the BMW stays in front, and now the Porsche gets into the inside of the Audi driver, and now Milton gets in P8, considering that, no, Elko is still side by side, but he's on the inside, and Milton tries to cover the outside. There is another little touch. The Audi is on the grass, tries to stay in front, but unfortunately Elko goes a bit wide. He's still on the airplane, goes in the grass, but Milton Tomlinson then stays in behind. Elko Busing is the winner of the two, with Jonathan Reed in P6 concluding the fight.
Unbelievable stuff, right down to the death once again. Incredible driving. Look at the gap between these. It was Leon Seeley. Congratulations, mate. Great drive. Took the race. Petruccini made his way up to second, with Tavanari in third, D'Anna in fourth, McCoven in fifth, Reed sixth, Busink in seventh, Milton Thomas and Dennis Yates, Tacchini in ninth to lead home the silvers, Thorburn in 10th position. Chris Fielder, he's not in the Mercedes. He's going to finish in 13th place with Andre Dixon Chen just behind Misha Filipiak in 14th and 15th. Remy Lammers in 16th. For the silvers, David Watson took 4th place with Rollins in 5th. Jimmy Boy
the biggest of track in the last corner! And Casello gains the position on the page, nearly completely destroying the car as it was sideways in the gravel. And Casello takes the final overtake of the race, I think, getting into P23.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah, sorry for having interrupted, but
No,
I was still
all
looking
good.
at them.
Listen, yeah, if there's racing going on, we want to know about it and see it. What a race. Yeah, I've got no idea what just happened. Does anybody know what just happened? Let's save that. I know I should probably do this off screen, but it's all simulated. Let's just be grown-ups about it. But yeah, what a race right down to the very, very, very end. Massive congratulations, of course, to Leon Seeley for taking the top spot. Petruccini in second. Tavanari with the fastest lap, pole position, and a spot on the podium. Third place, not bad at all. D'Anna with a big mistake at the end finds himself in fourth, championship leader, but he's got a 17-point gap, which I think shouldn't be diminished too much given the positions. In the silvers, it was Marco Tacchini that took the win. David Canton, our championship leader, in second. Chris Fielder in third. David Watson in fourth. And James Rollins in fifth. Jimmy Boy Horn, special shout out. Great recovery drive. Finished in sixth. Pinto, Danzer, Christensen and Hutchinson rounding out the top 10. Chromodix, all action all the time. You put SOP, Rain, and Brands Hatch together. Not too bad a showing.
I never saw so many overtakes in this track. Honestly. This track usually is famous for being a train. I didn't do 5 minutes in a row without saying there is an overtake here. So incredible stuff.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, Mr. Desson in the chat. Incredible race by you, mate. What a recovery that was. Considering how far down you qualified, not too bad at all, mate. Not too bad at all. Phenomenal racing from all involved. Let's just chuck up the replay for just now. P35 to P20. That's not too bad. I know, yeah, Andre Dixon Chen as well. I think about 23 to 14 or 13, so not quite in that league, but certainly very close. Does that? Yeah, there we go. We'll leave that on like that. Perfect. But yeah, there we go. That is round number 3. That is it in the bag. And that is certainly going to shake up the table for next week's race, which is definitely a train. That's what we're saying about Brands Hatch. We shall see. It is the Hungaro Ring next week, and we're going to see a championship table. Did quali with map 4. Okay. We're going to see a championship table that is vastly improved, vastly changed. Sorry, improved. Certainly for some drivers' point of view, will be improved. That is for sure. That's not giving me control of that lineup. There we go. But yeah, phenomenal racing once again. Thanks to everyone that took part. Massive shout out to Chromadex, Mr. Christian Romano, for joining me in the commentary box this evening. A pleasure once again, and good to see you have not lost the step, Chromadex. Absolutely on the ball tonight. Love to see and hear it. So yeah, thank you for joining back in, and best of luck with those exams you've got coming up, mate.
Thank you. Honestly, I like doing these things, so it's always a pleasure to doing it. Not it's not a must. It's a can you do it? Yes. It's absolutely yes. I just hope that effectively I was fluent enough, because there were too many things happening at the same time, so I had to speed up the things, and I don't know if everything was covered. And I tried my best. That's for sure. I tried my best.
You absolutely, definitely did your best. What we should do is celebrate. In fact, let us go and jump on board. We'd like to do a little raid here, so let's go and raid the race winner, Mr. Leon Seeley. Absolute talent oozes from every port. Are you guys ready for Sunday? Because I'm not. Yeah, you don't need to be. Blaine, I've seen your teammate Luke Whitehead drive, so yeah, you don't need to be on fire. You'll be fine. But yeah, no, we are definitely all set for Sunday. The restart of the mini endurance series. What a bit of a faux pas with the server. Well, we didn't. The server fudged its huggies, I believe is the politically correct terminology for what happened. So we will be restarting again. Fingers crossed we get up and running on this one. I'm sure we will. The sim racing gods will smile down upon us. That's the wrong command. It's forward.
We were too happy with the race, so we must suffer the thing. The technology will not work with us.
Indeed, indeed. Fingers crossed it will, though. But it will this time. But we will be back, of course, for Sunday for the Mini Enduro Series Take 2 from Suzuka. But until then, we're going to go and raid the race winner, Mr. Leon Seeley, drives for SOP. Make sure you jump on, give this guy a follow. You never know, you may pick up a tip and hint or two. And yeah, he really is that laid back. But yeah, once again, big shout out to Simon. Please rest. I hope you're feeling better soon. Take it easy. Massive shout out to the drivers. Thank you to everyone. Kebab TV, sorry I didn't see your follow, bud. I didn't get a ding-a-ling in my ear, but thank you, Kebab TV, for the follow. Thank you, everybody chatting. Thank you to Chromadex for joining me once again.
No problem.
We'll love you. We'll love you. And hopefully have you back once you've got the degree and the funny hat to say you're a genius. But that is all.
Wait, you fly down.
I know, but you're still in first year. Just, yeah, Formula 1 engineer, that'll be fine. But yeah, Andy, yeah, once again, a massive thank you from me, Mr. Double O Raven. We're going to go raid Mr. Leon Seeley. Like I say, jump on board, give him a follow, and say hello. And we will see you all again here at SOP Shores on Sunday night. If you want to catch me commentating between now and then, the only place you can do is on Chad Rice's channel on Gran Turismo 7. I'll be there Saturday and Sunday for his Super Sunday mini-series. So hopefully see you all then. Y'all take it easy. Stay safe. Have a good night.
Good night.